Update 1 on Tropical Storm Wutip, currently with winds of 65 miles per hour and a pressure of 982 millibars, currently located in the South China Sea right now, expected to move towards the west, towards the Vietnamese coast over the next few days, and is expected to become a typhoon, possibly a strong Category 1 typhoon before making landfall in Vietnam and then moving inland and eventually dissipating as a tropical cyclone. Current position 16.2 degrees north, 114.0 degrees east, and we could be seeing some heavy rainfall and indeed some strong winds, especially along the coast of Vietnam, central parts of Vietnam in particular, over the next few days. We have a tropical storm warning in effect for those parts right now, extending throughout much of the central stretch of the Vietnamese coast, extending towards some areas of the north as well. So this is the probability percentages of tropical storm conditions in the next 96 hours. You can see quite high towards that centralised location there, around 80%. Also some small chances as well on Hainan Island in China, though that will probably be almost insignificant. And probability percentages of typhoon conditions are not too low either, around 60% of the expected landfall location over the next few days. So let's take a look at the current sea surface temperatures. Certainly warm enough to sustain tropical cyclone development at this time, around 28 degrees or so. Maybe a little bit higher than that in one or two isolated spots. You can see a little bit cooler near the Philippines, but that shouldn't really be affecting this storm as it moves towards the west. This is what the moles are saying then right now, the CMC first of all. Jogging it towards the north a little bit there, towards Hainan Island, and then moving back towards the west, towards Vietnam, accelerating into the coast there as a typhoon. Also has another storm or two forming out in the open Pacific waters as well over the next few days. The GFS also has the storm moving a little bit further south than the CMC model had it going as. Again, as a typhoon, dipping towards the southwest and remaining down there instead of jogging back towards the north, moving towards the west, eventually dissipating over Thailand. And we also have a few other systems forming in the western Pacific as well, so that's something to watch out for in the future. So this is the latest satellite imagery. You can see the past few hours. Certainly a marked increase in development, I'd say, of the past few hours or so. The last update had it at 50 miles per hour. It's up to 65 now as it moves towards the west, and it certainly seems likely to attain typhoon status as time goes on. No real signs of an eye or eye wall forming yet, but that's yet to come, I suppose. We'll probably see something like that forming in the next few hours. There could be some little hints of something happening there, looking at this infrared imagery in particular. Could be a little bit of a centralized area opening up there, possibly towards the center of the storm. But we'll see how that one goes in due course. This is the current world tropics right now as of September 28th at 2 AM UTC. Invest 92E currently located off the coast of Mexico. We also have Invest 96L in the Atlantic now, not marked on here yet, but it is located in the central Atlantic, could form into a tropical depression there too. And in the western Pacific, of course, Tropical Storm Wutip and the two Invest there as well. That's 95W, located not too far from Palau, and 96W, which is located out to sea in the western Pacific there, not really close to any particular land areas at this time. And of course 92E there, off on the other side, towards the other side of the opposite end of the Pacific Ocean. So this is the 17th system to become a tropical storm. 6 typhoons so far this year. It could be 7. It certainly seems likely, certainly on the forecast to do so. And we currently have 3 Category 5 storms or stronger, not likely to become the 4th. We could possibly see it becoming a Category 2 storm, but certainly doesn't seem likely to become stronger than that unless we have a real bout of rapid intensification occurring. So this is what the website looks like right now. We'll be doing an update on there very shortly to reflect the latest updates, but as you can see there, that we'll be keeping up to date on there in between videos throughout today, Saturday the 28th of September, and make sure you check it out. The main storm tracking page is force13.com/storm tracking.html. There you're presented with the whole overview map, which shows you where all the storms are, including invests and post-tropical storms as well, as long as they're still affecting land, and of course tables at the top and bottom which show their intensities, and indeed any warnings that are currently in effect at a glance, and then you can go basin by basin, more in depth, to see where the storms are headed in your area of interest. Of course, the only storm out there right now is Wutip, but that may change in the coming days with Invest out in the Eastern Pacific and the Atlantic right now. Certainly something to keep an eye on. You can also find us elsewhere on the web, Facebook and Twitter. Just search Force 13 on either of those mediums. You should find us fairly easily enough. And as always, please do show your support by doing the usual means of engagement, by doing the usual liking, subscribing, commenting, favoriting, or indeed anything else that you may think of. It's very much appreciated at this end, as is always the case. The next update on this storm will be coming up probably hopefully at around maybe 3 p.m. UTC, but failing that, around this time again tomorrow evening. That'll be early hours of Sunday morning, September 29th. But until then, that's all for now.